Welcome to the Call to Action podcast with Nicole Majik, where conscious awakened leaders listen and action takers are rewarded. Join us for the insightful wisdom of today's special guest with an irresistible offer. Hello. This is Nicole Majik with the Call to Action podcast, where professional service providers and strategists share their wisdom. It is 5 questions in less than 10 minutes because we value everyone's time and energy. So let's get on with it. Question number 1, in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do, Lois.
Yeah, so excited to be here. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm known as Coach Lois because I've actually been a coach in one way, shape, or another for over 20 years. I was a fitness coach, a health coach, business coach, all of the things. And I really am passionate about working with coaches and transformational leaders that hire me to build limitless lead generation plans, limitless email lists, an asset that they can monetize forever and do it in an authentic, permission-based way and not kind of spammy, sleazy, slimy sales as a swear word type of way, more of that organic reach. So my ultimate goal and dream is to help millions of coaches through all of my different programs to be able to be seen, be heard, be paid, and not be workaholics, which I'm really passionate about.
Ooh, I know all about that. And question number 2, what wisdom would you like to share with the audience today?
Build a list. Do not wait. Don't do what I did. My wisdom was back in 2007. I decided when one of my mentors said, Lois, you've got to build a list. And it's like, why? I don't want to do email. I don't want to be spammy. I don't want to have opt-ins and deal with that crap. I'm in person, face to face, belly to belly sales lady, man. You get in front of me, I can close you. Well, here the pandemic came, and my friends who built their list back in the day, pandemic proof, we're still making hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. I was at bumpkus, zero, like, how do I do this? And so I was able to start from scratch, learning from, licking my wounds and going, I probably would be a billionaire living in New Zealand by now if I would have listened to those guys 13 years ago, but it's all perfect. Everything happens for a reason. I won't make that same mistake twice. So I'm telling you that. Build an email list through permission-based messaging and your past clients, your sphere of influence, your connections that who like and trust, and you'll be set for the rest of your days.
That's a good nugget of information. And you are the master at building lists very, very quickly, I must add. So that is amazing what you did in such a short period of time. I watched that happen and was like, who is that girl right now? So question number 3, what are the top service providers and strategists that you know who are successful like yourself that you would like to give a shout out to?
Absolutely. And the list is long, so I'm going to keep it to my top 3. The first ones that came to mind, number 1, Jamie Atkinson. He is my podcasting coach. He helped me also build my list through my number 1 lead magnet, which was my podcast coach, and actually monetize it. Like a lot of podcasters, authors, speakers, they don't know how to monetize things. And I was able to make 6 figures in my first 9 months as that being my number 1 lead magnet. Number 2, Jenny Harkle-Road. She is my subconscious mind coach and referral partner as well. I refer a lot of people to her, a lot of people to you. Nicole, I'm going to give you a shout out because even if you have the best sales strategy, even if you have the best software tactics, website, whatever, it doesn't matter if you're blocked in your subconscious mind and limiting beliefs. And then I'm also going to give a shout out to Eric Lofholm. He actually saw me higher than I saw myself before the pandemic when I was really kind of coming out of my shell. And I got to give him a shout out because he was the first person who really believed in me and said, lead with Lois, speak your truth. And of course, he was one of them that said, build an email list 13 years ago. So I did not listen to him the second time.
One of the signs of a conscious leader, believe in somebody else. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Question number 4, what obstacle became your greatest opportunity?
Oh, that list is even longer than the coaches one, I would have to say. Last year with the pandemic, being a forced homeschool teacher, which I never was trained for, by the way, with a 7 and 11-year-old, having never done an online business, having no podcast, no email list, losing my brother suddenly died, dropped dead on his kitchen floor. My mom followed suit, and I had 2 friends who committed suicide. So it was like all of this sadness, all of this stuff. Normally, I think it could take anyone out, right? But with the help of those coaches, with the belief that I built in myself, and of course the tribe that followed, that became the best opportunity because I didn't have to be a perfectionist. I could actually say, hey guys, I'm just learning right along with you and just being authentic. Whereas a lot of times people think in sales, you got to be wearing that mask and be a superhero and be perfect. And I think a lot of people, they don't want that anymore because everybody's going through a lot of stuff and growing through a lot of stuff together. So that is kind of a combination answer because there's a lot of obstacles all at once.
Yes, and sometimes when they're back to back to back, it's just that domino effect anyway. So you can either go one way or the other way, and you chose.
And I forgot. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I forgot one huge thing, and you know this. I mean, I went from $0 a month, no email list, to 5,000 in my email list, and multiple 6 figures. You know, in a 6 to 9 month time frame. Again, with no background in online marketing. So it was really humbling and powerful that if I can do it, you can do it.
Absolutely. And I feel like I came to you because the same thing happened to me. Pandemic hit. And then all of a sudden, everything was like rocked, you know? But it's not about me. This is about you. And now for the final fun question number 5. What, Lois, drum roll, is your irresistible call to action for our action takers today, which I know is amazing?
Yes, it's a twofer. So part of my journey was creating this 5-day challenge that Nicole went through, and I've had now about 1,000 people go through this year as the time of this recording. And it's a 5-day challenge to help you build that muscle in 5 days to generating 100 leads in 5 days that you can then go follow up, because we know fortune's in the follow up, and monetize, book sales calls. So if you sign up for that on the link Nicole will provide you, you'll get basically a crash course in all of the things that I learned, not just actually through the pandemic. I incorporated a lot of my 20 plus years of sales prowess into it. So you get the best of both worlds. It's not just about building an email list. However, you can apply it both to that as well as offline, face-to-face, belly-to-belly sales, if and when you're able to do that.
Awesome. And Lois, just tell us real quick, what is your website?
Simply my name, first name, last name.com, loiskoffi.com, LOISKOFFI.com. You can provide that. And you can also check out my podcast, Healthy and Wealthy and Wise with Lois Koffi.
Excellent. For all of you listening, it's in the description, so you're not going to miss anything. And don't forget to listen to the next episode of the Call to Action podcast, where conscious, awakened leaders listen and action takers get rewarded. I'd love to hear your favorite takeaway, so drop a line, and thanks for listening. I'm Nicole Majik. Have a spectacular day. Thanks, Lois.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone, and thank you for listening. I hope you found today's episode insightful and invaluable to elevating your own business.